All right, good morning, traders. Happy Monday morning. And this is your quick rundown of index levels to watch. I go through S&P, Qs, and IWM and just point out levels to watch on the daily chart and then also levels to watch for the week. You know, every week using the value areas, there is a new value area to watch, and they can often be some really good support and resistance levels. So I'm going to bring you up to speed on those. So first things first, let's look at we'll look at S&P futures. I can show SPY as well, but going to the daily chart. We're basically right at that 50-day moving average. We really didn't move too much last week, so we're still below the 50-day moving average, which is the purple line on my charts. The white line is the 200-day moving average. But really, what I'm concerned about here is the August value area. So we're still on the bottom third of it. And we need, I think, to really get above those short-term moving averages. You can see the yellow on my charts is the 5-period exponential. The blue is the 20. So we're kind of caught in the middle of everything right now. It's kind of a bit of no man's land until we figure out which way we're going to go. There's not much to really talk about here. We have not had an MACD crossover, so we continue to be kind of caught below that 50-day moving average and caught below a bearish MACD cross with nothing really revealing, I think, on the daily chart. On the 1 hour chart, we're going to start the week. Notice that we have, if we zoom out again, the value areas they last for the whole week. Notice the last time that we had a very slim value area, we had some pretty whipsaw move, which created a really big value area for the week. This was a couple weeks ago. This was last week. We spent basically the whole week last week inside value. We tried to rally a couple times, didn't get too far. So if we zoom into this week, so you can see number one, it's a slim value area, which means that it won't take a lot to get us either above or below. Futures are bid a little bit here pre-market, so we're up 15 basis points. 24.51 and a half is your resistance. 24.3674, that is your support. We could use this for SPY as well. Some people like to use SPY. So 245.31, 243.87. Again, that's for today. I'm sorry, that's for this week. That's this week's value area. So 245.31, 243.87. We jump to a smaller time frame just to see for the day where we're at. We're also inside value. So 245.06. 244.56. So a little bit tighter there on the 5 minute. Really, I would be cognizant of 245.31 and 243.87. The other thing that you notice is this purple line up here. So if we do get above value, sometimes these purple lines, which are version point of controls, what this means is last week's point of control, where the most volume or the highest average volume occurred for the previous time frame. Notice we never touched this level from back 2 weeks ago. So if we get outside of this red line and move up, I would say this is where you want to basically take a little bit of profits for the week. 246.53. Again, S&P futures will also have that level. If I can get there. That's actually, you have two VPOCs, so we actually did not hit this one either. So we do have some upside targets if, again, we can get above. In S&P futures, it's 2451 and a half, and that level is right. That first VPOC is right around 2463 and a half. All right, so that's S&P. Spend a little bit more time on that because there are those levels to watch. Let's go back to Nasdaq, or we'll look at the Qs for this one. So the Q's kind of the same thing, for all of August. This is the daily time frame, and this is the monthly value area. We've been so the monthly value area, we've been inside all month. We really haven't moved at all. We started the month at 143.94. We're down to basically 142, and just like S&P, we are stuck between some short-term moving averages. So we're kind of right in the middle of the 5, the 20, and the 50. So again, really have to just kind of be patient and wait for which way where price is going to get out of this consolidation area. I don't really want to make a prediction. I could just tell you that this downward trend line as well is something to watch. Notice the last time that we broke out of that was coupled with an MACD crossover. We don't have that yet, so we're sitting right below that this short-term downward trend line. So you can guess which way we're going to go, because I think that's the best you could do. I will be playing a break to either side if we get back below the 50 or if we get back above here. So again, you can see the developing value area for September, very, very thin, because it's based on what we've done this month, which is very little. Okay, so some shorter term time frames. You could see one thing I noticed that is we are trying to show a bullish MACD crossover. Support for the Qs for this week is going to be 141.85. That's that green line. Resistance is 143.16. If we can manage to get above there, just like S&P, we've got a VPOC up here, version point of control, which again sometimes it will act as a magnet if we get above the red line here, and that's just above 144. It looks like right around 144.07. Today's time frame. On the 5-minute bar, we are inside value as well. So inside on the daily, inside on the 1 hour, and inside on the 5-minute. 142.48 is a level you want to watch for today for resistance. 141.83. So again, you can write these levels down. What I normally do is put alerts that tell me that we're approaching resistance, and then I pay very close attention at that point. IWM looks a little bit is a very different picture on the daily. We're right at that 200-day moving average. This is non-dividend adjusted, close to an MACD crossover. You just remember small caps, for me, they often lead. They could be a leading indicator. That certainly happened on the way down. They broke first. So now we're trying to reclaim some levels. We tried to do that towards the end of last week, and we're close to an MACD crossover. So where are we on the 1 hour? Again, different picture. S&P and Qs are starting in value for the week. This one for IWM small caps, we are starting just barely above value. So that call it 137 is your support. Your next area of support is down at 135.63. Again, also trying to fire off an MACD crossover, not quite there yet. And then also this level, just like I talked about VPOCs with S&P and with the Qs, you have one at right around 137.56. So we could be gravitating towards that. Also, we're above value on the 5-minute again. So small caps looking quite different in all three different time frames versus Qs and S&P. For this one, we're just above value. 137.08 is your support. Next support is 137.68. Notice also you've got a VPOC up here as well, so 137.94. So a lot of areas that were missed, on this way down. So we left some levels that have been untouched, kind of like gaps, right? Like an unfilled gap. All right, so that's it for today's index review. Again, we do this video every Monday because we've got a new value area for the week. So so there you go. There's some levels to watch: Qs, SPY, and IWM. Have a great trading day. Thanks.